Hello and welcome to day 3. Is it day 3? Is that all it is? It feels like it's been for ages. So day 3 is all about vision, creating a vision, using the power of your imagination and setting some intentions for the next year, maybe the next 5 years. Maybe you want to go on a retreat, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to make more money, maybe you want to fall in love. Whatever it is, we're going to be talking about the stories that we create in our head so you can create an epic life or an adventure or really achieve some of the things that you want to achieve. And it could even be a vision to be better at yoga or to meditate daily. So welcome back everybody. Hope everybody's having an amazing day today. I know I did. I was snoring at the Jungle Club on that beautiful location. So today we're going to be talking about the power of visualization, and then we're going to go into a yoga practice. And anybody created a vision? Has anybody used visualization or law of attraction before? Just before I start going, I want to know what you guys think of it or how it works for you. Go for it. So I think it's a really good point what Brendan just said about focusing the vision on the outcome, the end result. And I suppose when you saw yourself smiling, passing your test or getting a certificate, or was it driving test? Yeah, and then you feel happy or you feel the emotion. I think that's really important for when we create a vision. A lot of people try to create pictures inside their head. They see themselves on the beach and it's all nice. But then the brain is kind of in this conflict because it's not real. You know, it's in the head and the brain's going, well, it's not real. It's not real. So we use the feelings and the emotions to feel the sand on our feet, to feel the sun burning down. And how would that feel? So like it would be excitement or adventure, or like Brendan said, passing his theory test or his driving test. It's a happiness, a feeling, yeah, achievement. So I was visualising buying myself a motorbike, and I was visualising it, and I was visualising it. And the first day I got here, Costa came straight up to me, the guy who owns this place, and he said, do you want to buy the bike? I was like, yeah, all right, done. And it was literally like that. And so my visualisation for the motorbike wasn't about buying this motorbike and being it. My visualisation was literally, I could see my hands, and I was going like that, and I could just feel the engine, and I could feel the excitement. So that's why I really want to sort of like share that it's really important that we create the emotions and the feelings, probably more than the picture. Sometimes I create a vision and I don't really see it, but I just feel it. Has anybody else got any experiences about visualization, Jojo? I think we all do, right? We all want more things. I think, and the great point about that, what I can pick out from that is the subconscious mind. When we spoke about the subconscious mind, like the iceberg is on the top of the ocean and then the bigger part is underneath it, and that's where the subconscious mind is. When we create our visions, we really want to drill these visions into the subconscious mind because that's where all our behavior comes, that's where our actions really come from and our choices. And when that vision is imprinted in the subconscious mind, we take actions or we move in different directions, and somehow, whether it's a law of attraction or whatever it is, we start attracting these things, they start coming towards us. And I believe it's because the subconscious mind is like making a pathway, making that way for it to sort of happen. You said something else really good there, and I completely went off on my train of thought about something, but yeah, and also the subconscious mind doesn't know 20 years ago or 50 years in the future. There's no time in the subconscious. In your mind, there is no time. We could all close our eyes right now and go back to when we was a kid and think of a happy moment. Or we could all close our eyes right now and think of tomorrow when we're down the market eating some corn on the cob. There is no time in the subconscious mind. So what Joe said there is really important. When we create visions sometimes, rather than the yacht being out there and Ian focusing on his yacht in like 5 or 10 years, he imagines he's walking up and down the deck and he's on his yacht and he's sailing it or he's doing whatever, and it's like now. And so we hack the brain, we hack the mind, we trick it, and we pretend that that vision is a reality right now. And that's what we're going to do in today's guided visualization. We're actually going to go into the future. Now, believe it or not, from a quantum physicist point of view, they actually believe that there's, from quantum physics, science, they actually believe there's different universes, the different parallel universes. So the choices that you make now are creating these different universes. And I find that fascinating. So it's not just spiritual, it's just not woo-woo, and it's not like people on yoga retreats talking about creating a positive vision and it's all happy-clappy. Like science is actually saying that there's these different universes, and they believe that we can tune into them. And when they get these bits of photons or these bits of light, and they've done this study where the light travels one way, and they split this piece of light into two, and then it comes all the way back, and it comes back to its original thing. And so it's saying that there's this quantum universe. How true that is, and maybe they'll prove it wrong in another 100 years, I don't know. But from my personal experience, when I create something out in the future, it's like the Brett in the future, this future self, he's like pulling me towards that future. And I have to align my choices, my behaviours, my actions like now if I want to become that person. So really simple examples, if you want to give up alcohol and you want to be free, or drugs, but you're still going down a pub or you're still drinking, you're not really aligned with this vision that you've got. So I'm not all about just creating a happy picture and going, yeah, law of attraction is going to work, I'm going to sit there and wait for it all to happen. I really am hot on sort of like taking action as well. You have to kind of get a bit real. That's why I do loads of 30-day challenges with people, like drinking, drugs, vegan, whatever it is. Suggest to people to do it, because once they do it after 30 days, again, like I said the other day, the pathways in the brain, they literally change. They start to shift. And if you've got a vision and you're doing that for 30 days over and over again, that will be imprinted into the subconscious mind, and your behaviours will align with that picture. So if Lenny wants to come back to Thailand, next year he wants to go off travelling, it's like you picture it now, and that story will be a reality. And before you know it, it'll be next year, and you'll be sitting like on another beach buying me coconuts, sitting there thinking, wow, I've just created this in my head. And so I'm really excited about sharing this with you guys, because I've been doing this for like 12 years, and it started in a prison cell, as you all know, and it's just, for me, there's no, you can't prove it doesn't work. That's how I live my whole life, by vision by vision. And sometimes they just pop into my head because I've just been sitting there meditating for ages. Sometimes I go, actually, like the motorbike, I really wanted a bit of fun and excitement. And I realised I needed to have a little bit of adventure for Brett. I'm doing all this stuff, but I just needed a little bit for me, and it was a motorbike. And I just enjoy it. It's freedom. It's like a meditative practice for me when I ride around on the bike. So I want to help you maybe bring some more of that into your life, and maybe focus on the next retreat that you're going on, or the next country that you're travelling to, or the next business that you want to start, or whatever it is, the next person that you want to meet. So before we begin that, though, we need to kind of uncover some awareness, because like most people are focused on what they don't want. They don't want to be overweight. They don't want to be broke. They don't want to be lonely. They don't want to be single. They don't want to be struggling with their feelings. And guess what? They just create that reality over and over and over again. So I want you just to spend like 5 minutes, and if you're listening at home, grab a pen and paper. I just want you to spend 5 minutes maybe just writing down 5 to 10 things that you're focused on which you don't want. If that makes sense. So you're focused on 5 to 10 things that you don't want, and just become aware of it. Like, so for me, it's like I don't want to be broke next year. It's just a real simple one. I'm just using that as an example. And you're not going to have to show this list to anyone. If you listen at home, you don't need to show this piece of paper to anybody. But I just want you to become aware and get real, and focus on some of the things that you're, write down some of the things that you're focusing on which you don't want. Maybe you don't want to be lonely, or you don't want to be single. Like I said, you don't want to be overweight. And you just sort of like, you catch yourself thinking about it a few times. And just ask yourself, like, how long have you been focused on this stuff? How long have you been thinking about this stuff? Again, this is more of a silent inner transformation. And then just like bring this awareness that you're creating that. Whatever that is, whatever's on that list, that you're actually creating it by thinking it. Whether you're doing this consciously, subconsciously, and think about the behaviours that you have that are around that list, whatever it is. And as much as I love everybody in this room, if we keep that list and we keep those beliefs, because that's what they are, they're beliefs, they're thoughts, and a belief is literally a thought that's been repeated hundreds of times over and over and over again, and then it becomes a firm belief, and that becomes a whole belief system. So what you've kind of wrote down there are some beliefs. Underneath them there's a belief system, and if you keep those beliefs, you're going to repeat those patterns again and again and again. So as much as this is a yoga, beautiful transformational retreat, and we're in a sunny paradise, I also kind of wanted to create this so it's a bit real, so we can look at that and go, okay, I can hold on to that and repeat that for the next 6 months or the next 6 years. Because I guarantee you one thing, that if you do keep that list and you do keep that belief, you'll still have that behaviour and you'll still have that pattern. And if it is that I don't want to be broke, you'll keep being broke. If it is I don't want to be overweight, you'll keep being overweight. And what you actually really want, which is what we're going to create next, it does get better, what you actually really want will be pushed away further and further and further. And it's like a magnet, like law of attraction, they say like a magnet. We're, with this negative belief system, with this negative list, we'll repel the things that we really want. And I don't know how it works. You can call it energy, you can call it the universe. I'm not really bothered. That's how it happens. And if you keep focusing on what you don't want, you actually push away what you do want. So I want you to close your eyes. So if you're listening at home, get that list. And again, this is just a simple awareness technique. You look at it, you upheaval all the stuff that you've written down on that list. I just want to close your eyes right now, and I want you just to focus on that list. And I want you to silently choose, like say to yourself, I'm choosing to let that go. So close your eyes and just affirm, gently affirm to your subconscious mind that you're choosing to let that thought, that belief, or that list go. So again, if it was about money, I'm going to choose I'm not going to have that belief about being broke or skint. So first we choose to let this stuff go, and maybe you want to do it one by one on the list. So look through your list, silently close your eyes, and just say to yourself, I'm letting that go. Choosing to let that belief go, let that thought go. Remember, everything is just a story. What you've just written down there on that piece of paper is just a story inside your head. It's not real. You are not the story. You're not the belief. The brain's just become addicted to that belief, addicted to that story. It's repeated it thousands, millions of times throughout your life, and now it seems a reality inside your head, but it's not real. So you can choose at any time to rewire this brain, just like wipe the slate clean and let it go. And then every time it pops up again, it'll pop up tomorrow, it might pop up next week, or when you're at home, you just recognize it and say, well, it's not real anymore. I've let that go. And just with your eyes closed, what I'd like you to do is just imagine yourself without those beliefs. So how would your life be? How would your life look without that list? So visualize yourself, just like you're watching a YouTube clip, visualize yourself living your life without those beliefs, without that piece of paper that you just wrote down. Would you be happier? Would you be more confident? Would you be free? How would you feel? So you just literally visualize yourself without that list. And as you breathe in and out, just let out a big sigh, like a release. Just a couple more, just really let it go. Just let that stuff go. And then open your eyes when you're ready. Me and Brendan were having a great conversation earlier. Sometimes it's not nice looking at yourself and bringing stuff up. And what we try and do is avoid it. Sometimes we bring this stuff up, it's like, oh no, I'll avoid it. I won't go to class, I won't do this, I won't do that. Because we don't want to look at these negative beliefs. Because when we realise we're the ones in control, we're the only ones that can change them as well. If that makes sense. So when you see this list, sometimes it might feel a bit vulnerable, a bit raw. You might be a bit angry, you might be a bit sad with yourself, or frustrated that you've held on to these beliefs for so long, or this thought. But that stuff is perpetuating, it's keeping it in. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just keeping it going round and round. The quickest thing to do is just choose to let it go. And I know that sounds so simple, like just change that belief like that, but that really is how it works. Now, I'm not saying it's going to change overnight. It will come up again and again and again. It's a continuous journey. So the next thing I want us to do is write down a list of 5 things that maybe you want to achieve in the next 6 months or the next 6 years. And it doesn't have to be a massive yacht. Ian can have the yacht, right? It doesn't have to be like millions of pounds. It could simply be. But that is a visualization. But you can have the yacht. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying sometimes we get, we get put off by visualization or law of attraction because a lot of people focus on this big glamorous lifestyle. Maybe we just want to fall in love. Maybe we just want to meet that person that can treat us, really well. Maybe we want to, again, just go on holiday and have an adventure for 6 months. So just write down 5 to 10 things that you really want. And if you listen at home, get your pen and paper. We're going to do the complete opposite now. So you're going to focus on what you really want. And it can be absolutely anything. Focus on what you really, really want. The only limitations are the ones that you're going to put on yourself or the ones that other people are going to tell you. But that's all rubbish. It's all bullshit, pardon my language. It's literally, you focus on what you want. Because what you really want is going to make you feel really good. And that is how the law of attraction works. Does anybody want to share? Sorry. Anybody want to share of something that they want, something that they've wrote down on their list? No? The positive list. You've not wrote the positive list? Yeah, some of them have. Does anybody want to share what they want in the next 6 months or 6 years?
My next 6 months, I know you've heard this before, but I really want it this time, is I want to get my book written.
Okay, amazing. Book.
Finished.
Joe's writing a book.
Oh,
yeah. So the next 6 months.
What's the book on?
Adoption.
Oh, okay.
So the next 6 months, you want to finish it when you say
I'll meet you in 6 months' time. Yeah, finish it.
book club. Yeah, yeah. Did you say something, Deb?
No, I just said I would put a reminder in the diary.
Put a reminder in the diary. Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to achieve in 6 months or in the future or a year? Can be anything.
Yeah, like Ian, back to 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one way or the other, whichever way it goes, get completely sorted and back to, fulfilled in terms of physical health.
Okay, perfect. Let me just go back to Joe and I'll come back to you, Alan. What was so you want to finish your book, there's the physical, tangible, there's a book there. Close your eyes for a moment. What would the feeling be, Joe, once you finished that book?
It would be amazing because I'd done that visualisation when I was at your book signing with you and did it.
Yeah.
There, imagined that I was signing my book.
Amazing. What did it feel like? What's that? Just signing your...
Great.
Yeah. Alan, what did it feel like to be 100%?
Freedom.
Just freedom.
Pure freedom. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Just equate that kind of movement with, freedom.
Amazing. So then when we do this visualization that we're going to do now, the reason why I asked both of them, did you see Joe's face? And I said, what does it feel like? Her eyes and her mouth just went, ah, and Alan's just like, yeah, just put off freedom. He's just like, your body language changes because we get into the feelings. We go beyond the tangible, the ego, the mind, and we start to get into what it really feels like, the different sense. So when we do a visualization, which we're going to do in a minute for everybody at home and for everybody here, is to really make sure we feel it. And just before we do, something that Joe's just mentioned, I know Alan's kind of writing a book as well, just let everybody know that, and at home, sorry mate. There you go, I'm going to be accountable. Yeah. To everybody on YouTube, find Alan. It's taken me 34, don't add any years to me. So it's taken me 14 years to get one vision out, and that was my book. So everybody sees the book, etc. I wrote about it I think I wrote about it in the book. Everybody sees Brett now, and I said this earlier, but it's taken me 14 years to write that book. 14 years to procrastinate and to go over and over how I'm not good enough, how it won't work. 14 years to kind of fall off the wagon, back on the wagon. But I had that vision, that voice in my head to write a book years ago. And so the reason why I'm saying that is because I just want to be real with everything. I don't want to just say, oh, it just happens overnight. Law of attraction is great. The power of visualization is going to change. It really will, but some things just take a bit longer, and we need to align with that. Without sounding rude, Joe, when you procrastinate, the book's just moving further away from you. Years are disappearing. And when you just kind of sit down and go, sod it, I'm going to do it, like I did you just got to block it in and go for it. Or, with Alan, or whatever our goals are, whatever our visions are, if we procrastinate and we don't align with this vision, then it just moves further away, or it stays out there in the universe, but time just seems to run out, physical time. And so those 14 years, it wasn't plain sailing for me. It's not just, I haven't just, I'll do a retreat and here we all are, I wrote a book and here I am. It's like, if you see the amount of times I screwed up, it would be insane. So I want to share that just so we can bring that real, so it's in our heads that there is going to be times when you probably think, I'm just not going to bother with a vision anymore. I'm sure Joe's probably said that a few times. I'm not going to write the book anymore. Because I know I bloody did. I need to throw the laptop out the window. Or sometimes where you think, am I really going to be 100%, or am I just kidding myself? And they're the moments where we need to become aware, just like the last list, the first list that you wrote down. We just become aware of the stuff, the beliefs that are holding us back, or the stuff that just pushes it away. So with that said, what I'd like you to do now, and one more thing as well, I really believe that it's wired in our DNA to grow and to evolve and to want more and to achieve more. And I'm not just talking financially, I'm not talking about material stuff like that guy Ian was saying, because we know people that are not happy. They've got it, they're more successful in that way than a lot of people, but they're just not happy. And when you come from a Buddhist point of view, they say let go of desires and attachments and just have nothing. And I've tried that, but there's always something in me that wants something. Whether it was to write the book and to help other people, whether it's to buy a motorbike and ride around Koh Samui. And when you think about it, that's what humans do. We are wired to evolve and to grow. So we left the caves many years ago, then we started travelling across the oceans and visiting new lands. We started looking at the stars and sending rockets out, and now we've connected the whole world through social media because we're just born to grow and to evolve. And I think the depression or the anxiety, the worry or the boredom or the loneliness only comes to us individually when we stop growing, when we stop leaping out or taking these quantum leaps. And so I think there's something in your DNA to grow more, to stretch more, and to come out of that comfort zone. And it's just the more and more I'm talking to people and doing my talks, the more and more it's just so obvious that that's what we're designed to do. And that can be anything. It can be to grow and raise a family, like I said. It can be to grow and write a book, or it to be health, get your health better for the rest of your life. We are designed to grow and to want more. And there's a difference between the material stuff and there's a difference between the inner growth, like the transformation. I think that's where the real wealth is. It's inside us. So I think it's in our DNA. Whatever you wrote down on your list is just an illusion. For you to achieve that book, for Joe, I'm going to use you as an example, I'm going to pick on you. For Joe to achieve that book, she has to learn about commitment. She has to believe in herself. She has to focus. All things maybe that are little things that maybe you need to work on, and that's where the real goal is. When I got my book printed and I picked the books up, it was like 10 seconds. I was like, oh, now what? But the journey of sitting down and writing it and the Brett Moran that I've become now is priceless. The same with Jo, the person that she becomes. When you'll get the book, you'll sign the first one, you're like, oh, that was okay. But it was who you become along the way. So The goals that you've written down, they're just an illusion. They're an opportunity for you to really, I think, grow into that person even more. That's where the priceless transformation comes from. So let's just close our eyes and let's just do a visualization. So if you're listening at home, I just want you to get into a comfortable place. Just bring to mind, you've already written your list out of the things that you want. But what I want us all to do now is just focus on one goal, one dream, one achievement that you want, 6 months or 6 years, whatever it is. And I want you just to focus on your breath, breathing in and out. And just start to breathe through your nose, in and out through your nose. And start to relax. Relax your head. Relax your brain. Relax your neck, your shoulders, soften your shoulders. Relax your arms. Breathing in and out. Relax your spine, your chest, your front body, your back body. And then just relax your legs, your left leg, your left foot, right leg, right foot. Just focus on your breath and relax your whole body. Your hands, your fingers, your feet, your toes, your face. Relax your jaw, your teeth, your chin. Just for a moment, just pay attention to all the sounds that you can hear outside and inside. Focus on your breath, breathing in and out. And just become really present of now, this moment right now. This is your opportunity just to wipe the slate clean. Every single day is like a blank canvas. You can really tell yourself a new story about your identity, about life, and about your future. There's this myth that we're born into a certain area with these certain beliefs, these certain views on the world, and that we stay like that for the rest of our lives, that our character, our personality kind of doesn't change. I think we can change it, and we can choose that inside our heads. We can leave the area, we can change into a different person, or more importantly, we could probably become the person that's actually screaming to get out of us. The person that wants to achieve things, that wants to go on adventures, that wants to succeed, that wants to feel love, joy, and abundance in life. Let's just connect to that part of us and have fun while we visualize. We don't have to be so serious. We can just play with life. Just bring back that childlike innocence and just start to create again. It really is a blank canvas. So I want you to bring to mind one of the things that you had on your list, one of your goals. And I want you to paint that picture inside your mind. As you breathe in and out, bring that picture to life. Make the colours bigger and brighter. And like we just discussed, tune into the feelings. How do you feel? Is it freedom? Is it excitement? Is it joy? Is it love? Just breathe in and out, really connect to it. So imagine visualizing this picture inside your mind, this one goal that you want to achieve, whether it's signing your book, whether it's running around with a really healthy body, whether it's sailing on your yacht. Just picture that picture and see yourself in that picture, having that experience. And it's like a movie. Play it like a movie in your mind. And you might have a negative voice in your head saying, that's impossible, who am I kidding? You might not, but you might have some thoughts pop up. And that's because sometimes the brain is in conflict. We're trying to picture something that doesn't really exist. And so the brain's like, well, that's not real. So just be aware of that. Be okay with that, without any judgment. Really focus on this picture inside your mind as you breathe in and out. What I'd like you to do now is what we did yesterday when we engineered consciousness, is imagine taking yourself up higher into the universe. So come out of your third eye, go up into the universe, and imagine you're floating in space. So you're really zooming out. Earth is getting smaller and smaller, and you're floating in space. Breathing in and out. And while you're in space, I just want you to get that sense of freedom again, where the ego does not exist, and you're floating in the universe, and you're connected to this oneness. There is no ego. So there is no limitations, there's no fears, and there's no doubt. You know, we never used to have that as a child. We might have had the really basic fear of survival, but all the rest of it, all the stories we tell ourselves that it's impossible, that we can't do it, we're too old, we're the wrong shape, wrong size, whatever it is, you know, all the stuff that we tell ourselves now, it's just not real. So reconnect to consciousness, to source energy where it's just pure. You're floating in space and it's just a oneness. There is no ego. And imagine you're floating in space. Connected to that freedom. Breathing in and out. What I'd like you to do now is imagine bringing that back down, that feeling, that freedom, the universe, bring it down closer and closer towards the earth, closer and closer towards you, and come back through, come back into your third eye, so come back through into the body, and feel that freedom, that emptiness inside your head. And maybe you can imagine a colour. It could be a white light, a blue light, or anything, just inside your head. Use your imagination. Fill your head with this colour. As you just cleanse your mind, washing away all the limitations, any negative thoughts that you don't need, reconnecting to source energy. And then bring that feeling, that sensation, that colour into your heart. So breathe in and out of your heart space. So you're connected out into the universe, it's come back down through your third eye, into the brain, and now it's coming into your heart. Channel that consciousness. Breathing in and out of your heart, sink softly and gently into your heart. Soften your heart as you breathe in and out. And now while you're in your heart, let's create that vision again. Before you begin, just ask your heart, is this what I need? Or ask your heart, what do I really need? So what does your heart really desire? I know you wrote the list down, and maybe it's exactly the same thing, but what does your heart really want? And pay attention to the first thought that pops up, or the first story that you hear. It comes from your heart. And it may be the same as the list, it might be different. But what does your heart really want? And now I'd like you to turn that into a picture. So what does it look like to your heart? Whatever your heart says, turn that into a picture. Come from your heart. Create this vision. Use this mind. It's a tool, the best tool, most advanced tool in society is the mind, your mind, and you've got access to it right now. So just relax, reconnect in. Come from your heart, create that vision. And as you paint this vision from your heart, add all the colours and the pictures. Listen to what people are saying to you. Now you're listening to your vision. Now you're living your vision. What are other people saying to you? More importantly, what are you saying to yourself now that you've achieved it? Whatever it is, what are you saying to yourself? And how does that make you feel? When you look at your vision from your heart, how does it make you feel? Sink into that deep feeling. And like Joe said, I'd like you to step into that picture so it's a reality right now. It's not 6 months in the future, it's not 6 years in the future, it's now. I want you to walk through a day or a moment as if it's a reality right now. So Joe can actually see herself signing that book, getting photos taken with people, feeling really proud of herself. What is it for you? What is your vision? Focus on your vision. And imagine that you're looking through your eyeballs as it's happening. So you're not looking from the outside. It's not a vision where you're watching a YouTube clip anymore. You're in that movie. You're living that vision. How does that feel? And then just go about your day. Go about that moment. What does it look like? Who are you talking to? Who are you hanging out with? What actions are you taking? Just breathe in and out. Just relax as you go on an adventure. And again, really tune into the feelings and the sensations. If you can't see a picture, just tune into the feelings. How does it feel now you're living and breathing that vision? Make the colours bigger and brighter. And I'd like you to send all of that through the top of your head. So it goes inside your brain. The colours, the pictures, the feelings, the emotions, the achievements, the success, the happiness, whatever it is, send it through the top of your head and allow it to connect to all the neurons inside your brain. Rewiring your brain with the new belief that that is your reality. You know, we can simply hack this mind. We can hack the brain and we can plant these seeds inside the mind. So rewire your brain. And just say to yourself, gently affirm to yourself that this is my reality. This is true. Say it with love and kindness. And as you do that, just unplug and unwire all the old beliefs, the list that you wrote down earlier, just let it all go. And rewire your brain with the new belief that that is your reality. This is my reality. Feel it as you say it. This is my truth. And then from your brain, blast that signal down your whole being, down your whole body. Every cell inside your body is like a hologram of that vision that you created from your heart. So you can feel it in every cell of your body, like a sea of energy. It flows up and down. Bring this aliveness, this awareness to every cell in your body. Tune into the feelings, turn the feelings and the emotions up, and then send it to your heart. Send that vision back to your heart. Breathe in and out of the heart. This is my reality. This is my truth. Connect to that deep sense of knowing. That vision come from you. I just guided you through this little technique, but that vision come from somewhere within you, from somewhere from in your consciousness, from your heart. It come for a reason. Breathe into the heart and just know that that's your truth, that that's your path. And then when you're ready, in your own time, what I want you to do is imagine blasting it out of your heart, like a huge ray of light. Blast it out of your heart and send it in every direction. Send it up to the universe, send it out to your future, send it down to your past. From your heart, blast that vision out. Give it back, like Ian said earlier, just give. Just send that out with love. That is your reality. And for the next 20, 30 days, you're just going to be excited to close your eyes and tune into that picture again. You're going to get excited about playing with the universe. It's like an adventure. You're going to close your eyes, you're going to visualize it, you're going to connect to your heart over and over and over again. And you're going to become aware of your actions and your behaviors. Are you aligned to that vision moment by moment? Keep blasting it out from your heart. Just tune into that part of you that knows that this is all reality. You've got this, you've got it, it's easy. Just keep sending it out. Tune into the feelings and the emotions. Then when you're ready in your own time, just slowly begin to wake up and open your eyes. And yeah, if you are listening at home, practice this for the next 30 days. Watch the video over and over again, visualize it, same picture, same feelings, really play with it. Just use your imagination. So any feedback? Did anybody find that easy, hard? Did anybody go off on a journey?